Hello friend, Mark out on the back 40, and today we're going to move a couple of blinds that last week I got up onto dry ground because I wouldn't be able to get to them. If you remember that video, if you haven't seen that, go back to it. And then now I'm going to go grab them from the high spots and actually put them into position so that we can start cutting shooting lanes, because believe it or not, there's a sense of urgency to get this done. Hunting season is only 8 months away. Okay, so right behind me here, you can see right here's where I'm going to put the blind. And this is going to be what we call the railroad grade blind, because it's sitting on a railroad bed. This is an old railroad bed that went through here back in the 1800s, and I think up until about 1920s when they pulled it out of here. But it's got a great shooting lane that goes east of this. So a couple years ago I did some hinge cutting and I fell those trees right there across the railroad bed, and now the deer are used to those being there, so that's going to be a great screen for us right on the back side where those cement blocks are to put the blind and have a great shot down there. Why I like this spot, I'll tell you the setup a little bit, is if you go to the north, back this way, about at the other end of our 40 acres, a quarter mile north here, is where I have a bunch of bedding, and they bed in there. And then they get up and they move down our east line, and right here is an ag bean field. Normally beans, sometimes corn, but it's 20 yards right there. I could throw a stone and I could easily put the stone in the middle of the field, so it's right there. And there's, at the other side of the railroad grade right here, there's about probably half a dozen, 6 or 8 apple trees, old apple trees that I cut down everything around it and kind of released them a few years ago, so they're making more apples now. So, and right over here is a little food plot I put in. So the deer are bedding back here. They're coming here when it's still daylight out to hit the apples and the food plot I got there. Then they travel across the railroad grade. If it's a buck, he's going to hit a scrape up on this railroad grade, and then they're going to go out into the field there. So there's a lot of movement going right back and forth through here. So we're going to pick that movement off. I also like this spot for this blind because right here, about 30 yards away, is the back of my barn. So the deer are used to a lot of activity and a lot of our stink up here. And so we're going to be able to sneak in and out of this thing, get home late from work, and be able to come out here for the last 45 minutes of daylight or something like that. I'll make it so we can sneak in real well and still get a hunt in, a quality hunt in, with a high probability of something coming by there. Now I got my trusty level. Let's go in and see what we got to do to get her leveled up. So now it's getting time to move blind number 2. And originally I've been thinking for months that I was going to put it in this little spot right here. Just pop these 2 trees out, and then I've got all this that I knocked down a couple years ago to be a nice screen, and the deer travel on the back side of that. It drops down about 10 feet. But my wife Janice just came out here before I started cutting, and we kind of got to looking around a little bit, and there's a better spot to put the blind right over here about 20 yards away. And it's better because it opens up a lot more shooting opportunity for deer that are traveling north and south on this east end of the property for us. So decided to change our mind and we're going to move it over here. Alright, blind is done. It's in position, it's leveled, the stairs are attached, we got up in there, it looks like it's going to be a great spot. So all we have left to do now is put some shooting lanes in a few different spots, and then we're done. It's ready to go. Thanks for watching today. If you liked what you saw, we've got a lot more like this coming. So click subscribe, click the little bell so you get notified when we put a video out here, and I hope you have a great day.